Warriors, BlueStars Prophecy by Erin Hunter. Prolog. BlueStar skidded to the halt at the top of the slope. The stench of dogs hit her throat. Below the ferns that shook the dark-shaped swarm through the gully. Fireheart's orange pelt flashed like a flame through the greenery. He was kept at a good distance between him and the pack, but the lead dog was breaking away and closing fast on the ThunderClan deputy. No! Not that one! You cannot use him as prey! BlueStar flung herself down the slope, gulping air, muscles burning. She waved around in the trees, her paws skidding on the leafy floor. She halted through a swath of ferns, running blind as weeds whipped her in the face. The gore was close by. She could hear the river clashing between the sheer gray walls. Would Fireheart really be able to lure the pack of dogs over the edge? What if the pack leader caught him first? She erupted from the brackens and scrambled to the top of the clearing at the edge of the cliff. Leaves spread as a chasm, and her paws slipped and slid. The StarClan, no! Fireheart was dangling from the glistening jaws of a huge dog. The deputy struggled with fury. The dog shook him, his eyes shimmered with triumph, but the clumsy paws were skidding dangerously close to the edge. I will not let you destroy my clan! BlueStar roared. She flung herself at Fireheart's torment, slamming headfirst into its flank. The dog dropped Fireheart and spun around in surprise. BlueStar crouched and unleashed her claws. Blood roared into its ears. She felt no fear. She had felt alive for moons. She lashed the dog's muzzle, and her claws raked the empty air. The dog was sliding away from her. The ground beneath his hind leg was crumbling. Shards of stone showed down the steep face of the gorge. The dog's paws skittled to get a grip, but the claws were burnt in the leafer. As the dog's paws scrambled to the grip but couldn't get a blunt curve because of sliding off the leafer. The forest floor as the hind legs strided backwards over the cliff. The pack thundered closer. BlueStar, Fireheart warned, but BlueStar didn't take her eyes off the pack leader. She was gazing in the panic as the dog began crashing through her. The pack was among them. BlueStar dug her claws in the soft earth and steadily sorted with fear. The lunging dogs have seen the gore, and their howls turned to yelps as they skidded at the edge. BlueStar held her ground in a spite yell. She echoed down the chasm. The first dog is fallen. The body triumphed against the cliff, but there was a moment of quickly before she heard a flash in the water below. BlueStar narrowed her eyes, fixed on the pack leader. You should have never threatened ThunderClan, she hissed. Suddenly, the dog stretched his head forward and grasping her four-legged jaw. She felt the ground slid beneath her. When the dog dragged her over the edge, the wind roared around her, blasting her pelt as she fell. Lover swirled in the foreman below, as she formed desperately against the cool, wet air and struggled to be free of the moment the dog just before she hit the water. The freezing water knocked the breath from her body. Blind, she struggled against the current, fighting her way towards the heart of the great panic. Goosefeather's prophecy burned her in her mind. Water will destroy you. Her thick fur heavy with water dragged her down. The river tampled all around her. She didn't know which way she was up. Her lungs screamed for air. Terror scorched through her. She was going to drown. There was former waters of the gorge. Don't give up. A meow suddenly heard clear from the roar water. Oakheart? The father of the kids were muttering in the ear. It's like running through the forest. Let your paws do the work. Raise your chin. Let the water carry you up. His voice seemed to lift her in a calm panic. She found that her paws were crunching steadily through the water. Her heart tight in pain as she showed the water to raise her chin until at least the wind whipped her face, coughing and gagging. That's the way, Oakheart whispered into her ear. My book closed. His voice was so sudden and welcoming. Perhaps she just let the water sweep her away into the softness of her fur. Blue Star, swim, head for the bank. Oakhart's mute was sharp now. Our kits are waiting. Our kits. The thought of them hit her like honey, like a lightning bolt. You can't just leave them without saying goodbye. Energy surged through Blue Star. She began the fight once more. The dark-shaped butter lifter knocking her underwater once again more. She struggled to the surface. Splashing water filled her mouth. She caught, then caught her neck. The rolling-bodied dog tumbled past her, and it was sweeping downstream. If the dog can't fight this current, then how can I? The treetops blurred over the head of the river, swirled along. You can do it, Oakheart urged. Blue Star clenched at the water, but her exhausted legs felt like sawn leaves, falling uselessly. Suddenly teeth grabbed her scalp. Was it Oakheart dragging her to safety? Blue Star thinked the water from her eyes long gone to glimpse her. Fireheart, the Thunderclan keeper had gotten hold of her. Keep your head up, he growled, crunching her jaws. Blue Star tried to swim, but her pelt was heavy. Paws were too tired to fight the water.